In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. The last time we had coffee and donuts here in the parish, someone pulled me aside and asked me when I was going to be giving a General Patton sermon at Mass. And that was just before Mother's Day and the Sunday that we had our 12 students who made their first Holy Communion. So I thought, that's not the best occasion for a General Patton war sermon. So I postponed it until today. General Patton was a great war general of the Second World War in particular. And my friends, we are in a war much more deadly and serious than the Second World War. And I do not mean a war in Ukraine, some thousands of miles away. I mean a war right here at home. A war that is physical, but even more so, it is spiritual. It is the war against the unborn, but it is also, more broadly, a war against the Catholic Church. It is a war incited by the demonic world, and they are using it as a weapon of mass destruction. Hiroshima, the first atomic bomb, is regarded as a mass destructive weapon that we used to end a war that resulted in great loss of life and destruction. But the weapon of mass destruction used by the demonic world is far, far more destructive. It is the institution of abortion, by which millions and millions, and by now perhaps billions of souls have been lost. And it's in the news, especially the past couple of weeks, because of an unprecedented leak of a Supreme Court draft that suggests the possibility that legalized abortion as a guarantee of the Constitution could be overturned. If so, that would not end abortion, but it would certainly be a start in the right direction. No doubt, states would enact laws to protect abortion in their own states, as our own state has already attempted. But at any rate, upon news of this leak, the demonic world stirred up its servants into action. One such group is known as Ruth Sent Us, the name taken from a former Supreme Court justice who was every bit a supporter of legalized abortion. Ruth Sent Us has stated publicly and acted upon their words that they would, quote unquote, burn the Eucharist of Catholic churches. They told us to stuff our rosaries and other spiritual weapons, and that they would come in beginning on Mother's Day and disrupt Sunday Masses in Catholic churches across this nation and desecrate the Holy Eucharist. If that is not a sign of the demonic nature of institutionalized abortion, I don't know what is. By the way, I've said it and I'll say it again, so-called Ruth Sent Us, if you come to this church, either of our churches, you've picked on the wrong parish and the wrong pastor. It will not go well for you. But at any rate, this leaked document has occasioned this reaction of radical groups that either knowingly or unknowingly are serving a demonic cause, the murder of innocent children. And I call it a weapon of mass destruction of the demonic world because consider first the aborted children. 65 million in the past 50 years in our own nation. If you add in Western Europe and China and wherever abortions are done, it could very well be up to 1 billion of innocent children who not only will never live out their lives as they might otherwise have, but they are denied access to baptism, denied access to supernatural life. What happens to aborted babies? We don't know. Anyone who says, I know what happens to them, or they go straight to heaven, no, we don't know. Traditional speculation is there may be a place that we call limbo, a place of natural beatitude short of heaven, but we don't know. But the demonic world is pleased, first of all, for the millions upon millions or billions that will never have access to a sacrament. But then, and even worse, we add to that the number of souls that forfeit supernatural grace or life or further restrict their own access to it. In every abortion, there's so many more spiritual casualties than the death of that baby. Anyone who procures the abortion, the mother, a complicit father, other complicit family members or friends who support that decision, would forfeit by that decision and act any supernatural grace of life that they might have, or further close themselves off to the possibility of such grace. The clinics, those who work in them, the doctors, the nurses, forfeit any supernatural grace they might otherwise have and further hinder their own openness to such grace. Well, there have been some conversions, prominent, who in fact now speak publicly against abortion, but they are not the majority. It is a pardonable sin, but those who seek pardon are not a majority. In my 35 years as a priest, I can probably count on 2 hands the number of mothers or fathers who have confessed this sin. And then we add to that people in public office, promote and protect and advance legalized abortion. Some of them claiming to be good Catholics. They are advancing the agenda of hell. They forfeit supernatural grace. They hinder their own openness to such grace. And they will answer to God for it. And may even answer for it now. As you likely heard just this past week, finally a bishop broke ranks with his fellow bishops and took a public stand forbidding a pro-abortion political figure from his diocese from receiving Holy Communion, so long as she holds her position on abortion. That's courageous. Imagine the pressure against such a bishop, not simply from the political realm, but from his brother bishops. He broke ranks and he made it clear, no communion. And just in 2 days since then, at least 10 other bishops have joined him and expressed public support for what this Archbishop has done. Let's keep him and these bishops and the others in our prayers, that more will come forth thereby showing that evil can become an occasion for good. Perhaps this bishop would never have taken the step that he did unless the demonic character of abortion had become so apparent in the past 2 weeks, with groups desecrating Catholic masses and the Most Holy Eucharist. Finally, some bishops are speaking and acting as shepherds, so good can come out of evil. At any rate, we do not know how far this will go or how it will end. We do not know yet what the decision will be. But regardless, we need to recognize that this is part of a larger war. It is the war waged primarily by the preternatural fallen world upon the human race. This is their principal weapon of mass destruction, to destroy the lives of innocent unborn children, but even worse, to destroy the souls of those who participate in any way in the terrible sin and crime of abortion. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost.